What's up everyone, this is Pwnecakes again here, about to kick it off with another Metal Gear Solid 5 video. First off, I just want to apologize for the way I just abruptly cut off that last video. I cut it off at the wrong part. I wanted to stop it at the ranking page, but I totally forgot about it, and I went on into the middle of a cutscene. If you remember, the horse had just pretty much bucked us off at that point. I am starting off right where we picked off, the same part where I paused the game, and we're going to pick up at that exact same spot. So I'm just going to shut up and let this go now, and I just want to thank anyone who watched my last two videos for this. Really appreciate it. So we want to kick this off now with some my second official part of my Metal Gear Solid the Phantom Pain walkthrough. So let's get it started, guys. So this is exactly where I left off. Uh-oh, that looks like trouble. Man on Fire looks pissed. My boy Hideo Kojima.
Ocelot. Big boss. You know who I am. A certain man gave me a job to do. Two, actually. First was to get you out of that hospital. The second was to rescue the man himself.
I never got why he had to explain to him who he was. I think he'd see him and be like,
You
Ocelot.
Your partner 9 years ago, Kazuhira Miller. 9 years back, your private army came under attack by Cypher. You were considered dead. Until today, that is, when Cypher found you. And it's not just them. The whole world wants you dead. You'll have to join up with Miller. Build that private army of yours one more time. It's your only chance. First, we need to save Miller. He's in Afghanistan.
Afghanistan?
What, you can't keep up with world affairs in a coma?
Smart ass.
4 years ago, the Soviets invaded Afghanistan. The Muslims are fighting back with Western support. Miller was training Mujahideen rebels when he was captured by the Soviets. The Reds' 40th Army. Troop strength somewhere around 100,000.
It's a big army.
The squad holding Miller set off near the Pakistan border yesterday. Now in 3 days, they'll reach the Soviet garrison. They'll be interrogated for a few more days, and it's off to a lager. Or left to rot in a ditch on Afghan soil. I give him 2 weeks. The job didn't mean anything to Miller. He only took it on to keep you safe. Well, there's our ride. It's a whaling ship. Had a pretty good deal on her once the IWC started raising a stink. Now it's 7 days to Port Qasim, another 3 overland. So we won't have much time once we're there. Don't take too long getting used to your new self. Hang on. Ha!
As I've said before, and I'll continue to say it, the soundtrack from this game is just absolutely amazing, and I recommend anyone to pick it up. It's a 2-disc set. It is just has some awesome music in it. Do a little brand placement there for Konami and whatever record label released it. Chapter 1, Revenge. Okay, that's where we were. It's in Cyprus. Can leave there and head towards the Suez Canal. Down the Red Sea. Giving us some drugs here. Bet that'd be frustrating for him. Until you get that. At least it's missing a finger or two. Afghanistan. This is where everything really starts to kick off now. Okay, I got a few tapes. We'll listen to those then, so we can get all the intel we need. Episode 1, Phantom Limbs.
The area ahead is under total Soviet control. Miller's been captive for 10 days. Not much time left.
Weather will clear shortly.
Storm's passing.
Just a heads up, I am going to include, every time I see that little glit off to the right there, I always remember it's a mission task. But I am going to include episode 2 in this mission, in this video too, just because it's mainly a tutorial as well. So, as I said,
Getting used to it?
this is mainly going to be for story purposes. I do have another set of videos I started that's just for getting all mission tasks in a single mission run. So you can check those out anytime you would like as well. I'm using 2 different saves on my PlayStation 4 for those purposes.
9 years on ice.
So.
Solo infiltration of the Soviet main ground forces.
JF Ray
Should be the
glasses.
perfect one.
I think those are French, if I'm not mistaken. Get a new iDroid. Been updated in 9 years.
Kazuhira Miller is being held in Dawandehar to the north. Check its location now. Take out your iDroid.
Gotta
You
go
see
up
Wandy on
here.
the map? That's where they're keeping Miller. Only problem is we don't know his exact location. Finding it is your first priority. Got your binoculars? Or should I say your in scope. See the village? Straight ahead? All right, that's the village. If you see something through the binoculars and you need more information, just give me a call. I'll tell you anything I can about it. That's Violo Village, the Violo Calais. The villagers fled the war and evacuated a while back. Since then, it's become a base for the Soviets' 40th Army. A few days ago, Miller was taken through there, en route towards Dewandehar. You may be able to pick up the trail there. It's worth a shot. Put a marker on it so you don't lose track of where it is.
Marker
Good.
placed.
Now you won't have to worry about getting lost along the way. You can't have much left in him. I give him 3 days, tops. If we fail, and he dies, we lose our chance of revenge. But we need more intel. If you just go charging into Dewandehar, you'll be putting both your lives at risk. See what you can find out first. The Soviets have other outposts, not just the one you saw. Afghanistan is a big place. I expect you'll become quite familiar with those binoculars as you plan your next move. How and where you make it, well, that's up to you. From here on out, you're on your own. You're a legend in the eyes of those who live on the battlefield. That's why you have to handle this mission yourself. Put those 9 years behind you, and return as Big Boss. That's how Koss would want it. I'll be sending additional intel by radio. Stay sharp. Not one of Miller's bodyguards survived. And they were good. All we found on the scene were their corpses and knees. You'll be missing them.
The JFI
You're
wear
his only
Koss
hope
gear.
of getting them back.
Talk about product placement.
Now go! Let the legend come back to life.
Alright. Now, you saw at the beginning, there's a diamond up here in his ruins, and that is actually a mission task. I won't be able to get all of the optional objectives due to my gear limitations currently, but still.
That's a rough dive. Even the sheerest cliffs are climbable if there are cracks you can use as handholds. You might even find some unexpected routes that way. Keep an eye out for cracks on your travels.
Okay, so let's go listen to some of these cassettes we have at the moment about the Man on Fire. Let me just, I hate having those little new icons on there, so let's listen about the Man on Fire.
Snake, I wanted to ask you about the Man on Fire. What do you remember from the hospital? Anything we can use? Well, he took off the moment the sprinklers started up. Sprinklers? The fire system?
Okay.
And when he got sprayed with water from the burst pipe, it slowed him down. When we escaped on horseback, he wouldn't cross the river either. And then it started to rain. And he disappeared.
That's a type of medicinal plant. Bring it back to base. Make sure to be useful sometime.
Work on a guy like that.
So essentially we're just saying that we think that the Man on Fire's weakness is ironically water. Okay, so these yellow ones, if you can see here, are major things for the story. So now I probably will get interrupted at times by Koss talking.
You were hospitalized in Dhekelia, a British sovereign base area on Cyprus. It's part of British overseas territory that falls outside of Cypriot jurisdiction. You got moved from Cuba's Little America right into Cyprus's Little Britain. Why Dhekelia?
That's marking. Focus on the thread and it'll be marked automatically. You can mark enemies and vehicles by zooming. Security at that guard post is relatively light. Looks like the perfect place for a warm-up. Try to remember the ways you used to deal with enemies. Anytime you need advice, just give me a call.
Arrived at Mother
Who
Base.
was that guy? Cypher went so far as to attack British territory, burning their own ally. That's how badly they wanted you dead.
He said I was in a British military hospital.
Sight, sound, keep all your enemy senses in mind. When you're near an enemy, stay low and move slowly.
Home to Greek Cypriots, after all.
What about the Turks? They haven't returned to the south.
Not yet. The Cyprus dispute is still a long way from resolved. The country is just as split as it was in '74. Turkish Cypriots in the north, Greek Cypriots in the south. Between them, the Green
Don't
Line.
leave bodies out in the open. Find some place to drop them out of sight.
It does. Part of the buffer zone between the two groups. Another reason it was the perfect place to hide you. Easy to spot any outsiders snooping around.
So how do things stand?
Outpost captured.
Last year, the Turks declared that the Turkish Republic of Northern Cyprus is an independent state, though it's only Turkey that recognizes it. In the past, the Greeks and Turks lived side by side in the same villages. There are reasons to fight. Those came from the outside. Greece, Turkey, Britain, America, they all have their own stake in pitting the two sides against each other. But once you spark something like
You
this,
can't actually
it's impossible to
start
control.
running
Both sides
and
build
call
up
D-Horse
grudges
and
like
hop
death.
on him mid-run.
Without the foresight to see that each act of revenge just fans the flames. And then it's too late for other nations to rush in with peace talks.
You're almost at the enemy outpost, Vialo Village. The village is crawling with enemy soldiers. Don't just go waltzing in. Start with some recon. Is there anywhere that overlooks the village? Look at where the enemies are stationed. Look at their gear. Take it all in. There should be a command post somewhere. See any buildings with tighter security? If there are clues to Miller's whereabouts, I'll bet you can find them in there.
The Suez and a whaler.
The Suez Canal. When did they reopen it?
Not long after you were attacked. Once they finished sweeping it for mines after the Arab-Israeli conflict. Can you stand? We're going to transfer to a container ship for passage through the Suez. Our destination is Pakistan, Afghanistan's neighbor to the south. There, we disembark and head via Peshawar to the Zero Line, the border.
Thought there was another
And
guy
travel
there.
to the Khyber Pass by road.
And then?
We continue on horseback. Afghanistan's main roads are under Soviet control. We'll need to go around them. It'll be all narrow, winding paths through the mountains. We'll do better on horseback. It's a local guerrilla tactic. They use the higher ridges to avoid air recons. Then they charge down the mountains for ambushes. The Soviets still haven't devised a counter strategy. Our time frame is only half as much as we really need. It's gonna be a tough march.
Better horses than boats.
Well, it'll make for good physiotherapy. Take the time to get used to that new arm.
While the Soviets have indicated they are not participating in the Los Angeles Olympics, primarily because the United States has made no attempt to guarantee the safety of the Soviet Union's athletes, the United States is increasingly demonstrating the belief that the issue has nothing to do with its preparations, and in fact this is retaliation for the Western nations' boycott of the previous Moscow Olympics. That concludes today's news.
That's quite some news.
The Soviet Union not attending the LA Olympics? Yeah. Andropov's death has changed some things. They're calling it revenge for the Western boycott of the Moscow Olympics.
Countries boycotted the Moscow Olympics.
Yes. In protest of the Soviet Union's invasion of Afghanistan. Over 50 countries were absent. It's too bad I didn't get to see Yamashita's judo. When the 40th Army crossed the Amu River 4 years ago, détente went right out the window. The U.S. Congress chose not to ratify SALT II, and Reagan's hardline politics won in the presidency in a landslide. According to him, the Soviet Union's an evil empire.
The Second Cold War.
Let's
And
move
there's
this
been
guy
no
out of
end to
sight
regional
here.
conflicts and civil wars. Lebanon, the Falklands, Grenada, Iran, Iraq. The story never changes. Egypt and Israel did sign a peace treaty. But then the driving force on the Egyptian side, President Sadat, was assassinated afterward. Apparently his actions were considered a betrayal of his fellow Arabs.
Islamic extremists.
Yes, fundamentalist extremists have been responsible for some bold acts of terrorism in recent years. We've had extremist students in Iran take U.S. embassy workers hostage, and suicide bombings in Lebanon. Over 300 foreign soldiers stationed there have been killed. The countries have yet to develop an effective means of dealing with
This is always
terrorism.
just my random way of
Afraid
getting
losing
up
their own
here.
men, they've pulled their forces out. Any
A
private
parabolic antenna. There could be intel files of some kind in there.
with no national affiliation, working for the highest bidder.
Those materials are already processed. They should come in handy sooner
so
or
we
later.
don't make any
Why not
noise.
start gathering them?
Miller's organization is
Don't
just
want
one
to go
of
through
many
the glass
TFs now.
though. Come
The
on.
entire world is after you. But at the same time,
Is that?
Miller told me about what happened in the Caribbean 9 years. You do remember Miller.
So you picked up an intel file. Now we know where Miller is. I'm marking it on your iDroid.
You're not sure what's fact and what's a fantasy caused by the coma. It's still all a mess, huh? All I can do is tell you the facts as they were told to me. I've gone easy on you up until now, but this is where the hard stuff begins. 1974, the year before you entered your coma. You were in Colombia, operating with a small unit of men, basically mercenaries. Miller was among them. Miller was trying to find a way to turn his and your talents into a line of work. He was looking to start a business where you would fight on behalf of others around the world, those who needed military force. But the reality was, at that time, you didn't have enough gear to equip your own men. Then Miller came across this client. It was a huge job he was offering, but you had a shot at pulling it off. You accepted it and headed into Costa Rica. The client even threw in an offshore facility in the Caribbean. The mother base, that would be your new base of operations. Miller sure did have a head for business. As your mission went on, your unit grew and grew. More weapons, more money. Before you knew it, you were commanding 300 men. As the organization got bigger, your military powers swelled to match. It got so the international community couldn't afford to ignore you.
Trying to
Just
look
too
for some
damn
trank
successful for your
ammo. That's
own
all
good.
I'm doing.
You,
Oh, that's
your
right,
men,
there's a tape
worn
down
out your
here.
welcome. Everyone was out for you. East, West, First World, Third. It was only a matter of time before someone took you down. And that was XOF. Officially, they're an anti-terror unit under the CIA. In reality, they're Cypher's private strike force. They lured you to Cuba using Chico, the Nicaraguan revolutionary kid, and Paz, a mole who worked for Cypher as bait. While you were gone, XOF, posing as a nuclear
Anything in
inspection
here?
team, stormed Mother Base. At the same time, C4 they placed on the strut legs went off. The whole thing went down in minutes. XOF. Kisses and hugs, followed by a big FU. All because of Miller's blind spot. A back door into Mother Base no one suspected. You remember a certain scientist. Huey was responsible for bringing the inspection team on board, giving the enemy a perfect opportunity to hit you at home. You were returning from Cuba when it happened. Mother Base came damn close to taking you with it into the Caribbean. Those of your men out on assignment
Planning to walk the whole wilderness on foot?
refused to believe
Use your horse.
the water they found was Mother Base. But they checked the coordinates again and again until reality finally settled in. You were supposed to die that day. That was XOF's primary objective. As far as most folks know, you did. The first doctor to see you wasn't even sure what he was looking at. Before they'd even finished operating, your men moved you to that hospital in Cyprus. It was a woman named Eva who arranged that. Rings a bell.
Sun's down already.
Condition
It
would
goes without saying that darkness is good for infiltration, but your vision will be affected just the same. Keep your guard up, or who knows when you'll bump into an enemy.
your eye wide open. Full of venom. The days of naked Snake are long gone. Welcome back, Venom Snake. This world still needs you. Here, Snake, try this on. A prosthetic arm. Yeah, Miller was calling it the arm that wasn't there. The physiotherapy's going well. Your
You've
arm
reached one day. They've got Miller locked up in that town. Check your iDroid for his location. I hope to hell he's all right. He's not your average client.
I can still feel my real arm.
Golden Crescent.
This one quick.
It's a type of medicinal plant.
Every now
We
and
can use that to make tranquilizer rounds more potent.
then, my left fingertips.
Sounds like phantom pain. Your brain still remembers your old hand.
Yeah,
What about your vision? Can you see okay?
yeah, at the moment.
Now, the shrapnel in your skull is pressing on your optic nerve. I'm told any hard impact could have an effect on your visual cortex.
Yeah, the doctor mentioned that.
Your brain might process visual information incorrectly. In other words, you could have hallucinations. You might see things that aren't there, and not see things as they really are. You experience any of that?
I think so.
When?
Right after I wake up, colors look faded.
Colors, huh? Well, that's not a major concern in and of itself, but it could mean the difference between life and death in the field. You'll need to watch out for that.
I will.
All right. You should continue your physio. We'll be arriving soon. It's the last chance you'll get.
Just wanna watch out, make sure there's not too many enemies around. I mean, I definitely know there's more out there, but
Extraction arrived at Mother Base.
I know the location of at least one more diamond. Get some.
Black carrot. It's something of an ancestor to the domestic carrot. It's also a favorite of wild animals.
I take it back. I actually know where there's two more diamonds at. Right here. Crawl over here. I don't want him to wake up. Choking him out. They don't stay down long at all. Shit. Yeah, this could get a little hairy here.
Стой!
that was my last shot. I really don't want to go lethal, but I might have to.
That's tarragon, a type of medicinal plant.
Wondering what the hell I'm
Contains
doing.
trace
There's
amounts
a,
of a benzodiazepine derivative that's the active ingredient in
diamond right
pentazimine.
okay. Let's go get Miller now.
That's the building, boss. That's where they're holding Miller.
This one. Grab everything I need. Alright, ammo and suppressor again. Bunch of guys are knocked out. Here's Miller. Okay.
God. No more use for me, huh? Gaza, it's me. I'm here to get you out. Snake. They do something to your eyes? No, it's just bright as all. What took you so long? We'll talk, but not here.
Extraction arrived at Metabase.
You've secured the target. I'll send the chopper to get you out. Make your way to the RV.
Oh man.
You can check the location on your iDroid.
Mission info has been updated.
You look well.
There's a little
Age hasn't slowed you
Easter
down
egg
one bit.
up here if you
Not
guys
so heavy anymore, right?
want to see it. It's when he tells you to say the magic words if you actually press the action button. There's no prompt for it, but if you press the action button, Snake
Magic words,
will say
boss.
them. And I'll show you here.
I've been waiting 9 years to hear him. Kept you waiting, huh? Come on. Say it for all time's sake. Kept you waiting, huh? It's really you,
Just like
Snake.
that.
All these years without you. I knew this day would come.
Okay. Like I said, there's some other mission objectives we aren't going to complete on this one. You can check out my video for this mission, which I do already have this one posted. So you can check that one out. If you want to see how to get every mission objective in a single run.
This is B-Quad. Arriving shortly at
Okay, so let's put Miller on here. Hop on D-Horse here. This next part is probably one of the most annoying parts of this mission. Once you have the ability to, I always skip it.
Arrived at LZ. We'll stand by.
Support helicopter has arrived.
Ahab, do you read me? This is Pequod. There's a gas covering the LZ. We can't land. Pulling back.
Gas. It's them.
First introduction to the skulls. Or the skulls.
Boss, watch out. It's
Or
the
the
skulls.
skulls parasite unit.
Don't let them find us.
Whatever you want to call them.
Boss, whatever that mist is, it's all around you. We can't see through it. I'm changing the RV so it's outside the mist. Get over there. The chopper will be waiting.
I have never actually tried to fight these guys, but I know it just would not go too well. Wonder if you can draw their attention. Shit. Well, they saw me. Pulling a gun out of his hand. Pretty gangster. Oh shit. Come on. We gotta get to that marker there. Damn. Or serpentine. Serpentine. Guess you could just like not really chance, you know.
Arriving shortly at LZ.
Support
Damn.
helicopter has arrived.
Alright, we made it. Took a few hits, got a little dinged up, but you
The
know.
mist is cleared, and it looks like they're gone.
Those things.
Oops.
That's the unit that attacked us before.
Big Boss is a
They
hard
killed us real
ass, though.
fast in the same kind of mist. Our men, survivors from 9 years ago, were wiped out in minutes.
All right.
I don't know what they were Miller in. No mistake.
Alright, come on, Miller. Let's get you out of here. Like I said, this mission's over, but we're gonna do the second mission on this video too.
Gaining altitude.
Buddy departing area operations. Extraction arrived at Mother Base.
Oh wow. Yeah, that's rank on that. Right on. Okay. 300,000. I will take that too. Okay. A few more tapes. Some emblems there.
We're headed for the Seychelles. That's where our new home is now. Hey. That was some operation we had, huh? 9 years ago. Carving out our own world. Making our own future. And they took it away. I'm gonna rebuild it. Make a new place. Together. That we can call home.
Yeehaw.
Yeah, we were dogs, all right. Slinking around out of Cypher's sight. Digging up whatever kind of dirty money we could find. You name it. We did it. You see this? Diamond Dogs. Our new home. A phantom of our former selves. Triumph. Death.
little flashback to Ground Zeroes here now.
Just like a damn fiddle!
Help me, Snake. Chico.
It all ends soon, exactly as I've planned.
Give my regards to your boss when you get home.
Snake. Why are we still here? Just to suffer. Every night, I can feel my leg, and my arm, even my fingers. The body I've lost, the comrades I've lost, won't stop hurting. It's like they're all still there. You feel it too, don't you? I'm the one who got caught up with Cypher. A group above nations, even the US. And I was the parasite below, feeding off Zero's power. They came after you in Cyprus. In Afghanistan. Cypher just keeps growing. Swallowing everything in its path. Getting bigger and bigger. Who knows how big now? Boss. I'm gonna make him give back our past. Take back everything that we've lost. And I won't rest until we do.
Approaching Mother Base.
Kaz is pissed. Understandably so.
Our new Mother Base. I don't know how long it'll take, but I'll make it bigger. Better than before.
Gosh. What should I do?
Boss?
Tell me. Tell me like you used to.
Okay, this is episode 2, Diamond Dogs. Essentially, this is just a tutorial on how to run Mother Base. And you guys will get your Fulton extraction now. Be able to start bringing fools back to Mother Base.
Things have changed, boss. We pull in money, recruits, just to combat Cypher. Rubbing our noses in bloody battlefield dirt. All for revenge. The world calls for wet work, and we answer. No greater good. No just cause.
Cause.
Cypher sent us to hell. But we're going even deeper.
I know. I'm already a demon. Heaven's not my kind of place anyway.
Dogs of war for 9 whole years. That ends today. Now you're not sleeping, and we're not junkyard hounds. We're diamond dogs.
Let them talk.
We can crush Cypher, boss. And you can build the army that can do it.
Just one thing, Kaz. This isn't about the past. We're fighting for the future.
Alright. Good get a shower. Wash all the blood off of us.
Boss, there's something I want to talk about. It concerns the running of Mother Base. Come meet me. Boss!
Okay. Let's go talk to Ocelot now.
You came. This base belongs to you now. Make Diamond Dogs the force it deserves to be. Like any organization, we need good people. And we need to
Now,
make
this
good use
mission,
of their talents.
it is possible
Miller asked
to
me
not
lay that
get
out
all
to
the mission objectives. So, I'll get our Fulton here. Just make sure that when he
Start bringing
says
people in. Use
you can either
this.
call the helicopter or to continue
Fulton
training.
recovery
Just
device.
continue training with him, and you'll get the last 2
When you're
objectives.
in the field, use it to extract any soldiers or prisoners you want back here.
Excuse me.
And we'll see if we can't persuade them to join the ranks of Diamond Dogs. Go on. Test it out on the staff here. Anyone you want. First, put them to sleep. You have a tranquilizer gun, don't you?
Don't pull any punches.
Out like a light. Now approach him and extract him.
Bye-bye.
Extraction
complete.
arrived at
You
Mother
can only
Base.
bolt and recover someone if they're not resisting. No dead bodies either. They don't make great recruits. The staff member you just extracted will be assigned to the team best suited to his abilities. See for yourself. Open your eye drawer. Select staff management from the... So that staff member was placed on the R&D team. The R&D team is in charge of developing all kinds of weapons and items that'll support you on missions. Take a look at the development list. Select weapons items under the development heading.
Please specify
That's the R&D
project.
team's development list. See the item called cardboard box? Doesn't seem much use to me, but Miller was adamant that you'd want it on the
Hell
list.
yeah.
The last word in infiltration technology, or so he said. In any case, we don't have the manpower to develop it just yet. We need more staff on the team. Go extract a few more people. You can also Fulton extract individuals you've knocked out. Why don't you try knocking someone out with CQC next? Show them how it's done, boss. Try throwing them. It's the best way to knock someone out. Excellent, boss. Now extract him.
Goodbye.
Extraction
complete.
arrived at Mother
One thing I
Base.
should mention. A Fulton extraction won't always be successful. If the person is injured, the shock of it could kill them. And if the weather's unfavorable, well, it could end up going missing. You can determine the chance of success by approaching the person you want to extract. If you want to be sure you can get them out, best carry them to the chopper instead. All right, extract the next staff member.
I'm ready, boss.
Extract him. Use any method you like. Start by knocking him out, or you can put him to sleep. If there are multiple adversaries nearby, perform CQC on them in quick succession. This allows you to take them all out before any of them can strike back.
Ah, crap. Trying to do the... Ah, I messed up.
Extraction
Now
arrived
that we have
at
more
Mother
people on the
Base.
R&D team, its level has gone
Unit
up.
function
You should
added.
be able to develop the
Development
cardboard
project
box
has
now.
been
Open
added.
your iDroid.
Select weapons items under the
Please
develop.
specify
Now
a
select
project.
cardboard box and start development. Just be aware that development
Has finished.
Please select
You
supplies
can have the support unit
requested.
supply you with weapons and items you've
Supply
developed.
drop
Think of it as
complete.
your own personal delivery service.
Boss.
And there it is. Not sure what it's good for, but Miller said you'd know what to do.
Hell yeah.
Try it out. One last thing. The staff members you extracted were all placed on the R&D team, but that was Miller's decision. If you think they belong somewhere else, you're free to move them around. Well, that about does it.
Surprise.
You won't make
Has
any
been updated.
That won't work on me. I've had drug resistance. Well, that about does it. You won't make any GMP or find recruits hanging around here. Board the chopper when you're ready for a mission. Open your iDroid and select a landing zone to tell it where to pick you up. Or if you're still in the mood for knocking guys on their asses, you can stay around here a while. Give the men some practice. Just come pay me a visit.
We just need to stay here to complete the last mission tasks.
Boss, let's practice your CQC. Begin by grabbing it. Once you've grabbed someone, you're free to do as you like. Interrogate him, knock him out, kill him. Scratch that last one for a minute. Go ahead and knock him out. Good. Extract the staff member. Boss.
Extraction
fist fight.
arrived at Mother
Strike an
Base.
adversary repeatedly to knock him out. He'll stay unconscious for longer than if you throw him.
Boss. Boss.
Okay, now I gotta continue CQC now.
Go on and extract it.
That was what I was supposed to do, but I wanted to practice my continuous CQC there.
Starting to
Extraction
feel like yourself
arrived
again?
at Mother
The
Base.
rest will fall into place with some time in the field. Go ahead and call the chopper from your eye.
Okay. So let's call in the chopper now.
Please select a landing zone. Landing zone.
And that's pretty much this mission, guys. Again, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. If you could give me a like and a subscribe, I would really, really appreciate that. Very much so. Just watch me beat some more guys' asses. Hop in the chopper. And get the hell out of here. Yeah, what now, Ocelot? Knocked out. Knocked out. Alright. That's mission complete. There it goes.
Extraction arrived
Again,
at
thank you
Mother
so much
Base.
for watching. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button.
Development project
Tell your
has been
friends,
added.
tell your family, tell your grandma. I don't care if she's gonna watch it. I'll take the views. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Until next time, later guys.